Well, I think one of the best things people can do is carry a notebook with them. Even better than a tablet or a computer. Carry a journal, write down your thoughts, write down your actions, make a list of everybody you're dealing with and what questions pop into your mind. Because questions come to you at the oddest times. You could be driving to work and all of a sudden you'll think of something. Well, I don't advocate writing while you're driving. As soon as you can, write that question down and be sure to come into your physician with a list of questions. There's no such thing in my mind as a dumb question except the one that isn't asked. And physicians need to spend the time answering questions. The other thing that some experts suggest is to create almost a spreadsheet with a list of medications, for example. It's very important to keep on top of that, particularly as the disease progresses, because your loved one may not remember whether he or she took the medication or what the medication is for, or maybe they'll take it twice. So it's very important that everybody involved knows what medications are being prescribed, the quantity and the frequency. The same thing with meals. People forget to eat when they progress far enough. Or they may have eaten and say, oh, well, I don't remember that I ate, so I'll eat again. And that can create all kinds of nutritional issues, weight issues. So having a notebook where you can really keep track of everything that's going on, many people have suggested is really almost a lifesaver, because you can't remember all the details. It's impossible. Who did you deal with? What did they say? Where did they refer you to? It's almost like a diary, and it will help you as you sit down at night and kind of review it. You can think about what you need to do the following day. The other thing is, especially if your loved one's living alone for now, is to get one of those little label makers and label things in the kitchen. For example, you might want to label a cabinet that says dishes, or you might want to label a drawer and say forks, knives, and spoons, because the person may not remember where these things get put away to. So by having these labels or color coding or developing a system like that, it can help them maintain a little more independence without you constantly going in and correcting them. The other thing that can be done is to get a big wall calendar and to write down, for example, doctor's appointments, so that everybody looking at the calendar knows what's going on. And the loved one can look, if they can't remember, for example, when they have their next doctor's appointment, they can just look on the calendar. They may not even know whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday, but they can at least see that there is a doctor's appointment or something written down on that day. So that relieves some of the continual questioning that some of the caregivers say is a little bit burdensome. One other example would be also labeling things in the refrigerator. For instance, milk, which can spoil after a few days. If you do your food shopping or you come over after the food shopping's been done, put a label on it that says when it was purchased, or when it needs to be tossed, or cheese or yogurt or anything that's going to spoil, or vegetables, so that when you go back a few days later, you'll know if mom's eating bad food. You don't want that, because that can also create other medical issues. And if mom doesn't remember when she purchased the milk, or may not check for the expiration date, at least that serves as a reminder to the caregiver, whether it's the family member or a home health aide, that these things need to be checked frequently.